Yo, what is up? So in this tutorial, we're gonna do some changes to our save system. So we're getting prepared to like start loading in our custom characters. So just to give you a little preview of how this is gonna work, we're gonna save, and we're not gonna do this part yet, but I'm just gonna show you that it's working. If we change the female, and we start game, and then we save, it'll save our correct info. It's not setting to the correct location right now, but we'll do that right now. But just so you could see, you could save your custom character. And yeah, we're gonna have to do some changes to the way that we're saving. I changed some things, but yeah, that's what we're gonna do in here. We're gonna do the changes that I made to make this work. So yeah, let's just hop into it. All right, so let's go ahead and hop into our main menu level. Then we're gonna open here. Let me just open my references here because I just banged my head against the wall for the past day getting this to work. So we're gonna need to go into our third-person game mode. So blueprint, third-person game mode. We're gonna go to the event graph and need to make a new function called save storage safety check. So we're gonna make this function here. We're gonna call it save storage safety check. And then we're gonna, on the event graph, we're gonna pull this guy in. We're gonna do this as soon as the game starts. And what we're gonna do in here is, let me pull up my other reference. We're gonna see, does save game exist? Does save game exist? And we're going to be making a new save slot, which is basically going to be a master slot that we're going to save all of our other slots into. So we're just going to call this save storage. We're going to add a branch like that, and we're going to create a save game object. Create save game object. And in that, yeah, we're gonna use our save game BP. And then we're gonna save game to slot. Save game to slot. With this being the save game object. Save name being the same name that we just put here. So we're just gonna paste that guy in. So, just to kind of show you what that's doing, let me just delete my save games that we already have. So, save games. I'm going to delete this slot 1 and slot 2. So that now, if we, as soon as we press play, that's all we got to do. And we go in here, we see we have this slot save storage. So this is basically going to be our master slot, and we're going to save all of our other slots inside of this save storage info. So let me just pull up my next reference. So next thing we're going to do, we're going to make a another function called update save info. So make a function in here. We're going to call it update save info. And what we're going to be doing in here, we're going to load game from slot. Load game from slot. Slot we're going to load is going to be our save storage. Then we're going to cast to save game BP. Cast to save game BP. We're going to hook this guy up as the object. Then we want to make another, we're gonna make a variable in our save game. So let's pull up our blueprints, save game BP. We're gonna make a variable called current save slot. We're gonna make this an integer. Right, let me just check that. Yeah, we're gonna set that. So in our third-person game mode, we're going to set current save slot And then in our third-person game mode, we're gonna make a new variable called save slot num, or save slot number. We're gonna make this an integer. We're gonna set current save slot to be the save slot number. And then we're gonna save game to slot. Save game to slot. Like that. Save game object being our cast that we're doing right here. Save slot name being save storage, so the same as our other one. Like that. So basically, what we're doing is, in here, we're loading the game from the master slot, and then we're casting to the save game, and we're gonna basically save our current slot as what our slot is, and then we're gonna save that information to the save storage. So, next thing we want to do, let's go into here in our save game. So, in our save game function, we're going to go to the very beginning, and we're going to change some things that we're doing here. We're going to get save slot number. We're going to set this right here. Just plug this guy in, and then we'll plug this guy into that, and then just plug that in. Like that. And then, let me pull up my next reference. We're going to go to the end, and we're going to save that info at the end. Let's go all the way to the end here. And, let me just see. We're going to set current save slot. Current save slot. Right here. To be our save slot number. We're going to plug this guy in. That. Move all of this over. And let's see. We want to do the same thing with our load slot. So we're going to make a new variable called load slot num, which is also going to be a number. And then we're going to also go into our save game BP and call this load slot, or we can call it current load slot. And we're going to pull from here, load slot, set current load slot to be our load slot number here. And we're just going to plug this guy in. Then right here at the end, we're going to add another step for every time we save, which is going to be, we need to update our save info. So pull in the function. And we're just going to plug this guy up. So we're adding another step. It's going to update that info, which, if you remember, is we're saving, we're going to load the game from save game, from the save storage, and then we're going to just save all of this info to the save storage. So, next step, let's pull up our load game. So let's go into our load game function here. We're going to go to the front, and we're going to set load game number right here. Plug all of this in like that. And that's all we got to do there. Let me pull up my next reference right here. At the end, we're just going to load that information that we made. So right here, we need to get the save slot number. We're going to set that. We're going to load that from current save slot, or yeah, get current save slot from the save system. Plug that guy in like that. And then what we're gonna do, we need to do the same thing for our load slot number. So we're gonna set this guy current load slot, get current load slot right here, plug it in, and that should be all we need to do here. I'm just gonna pull this stuff back a bit. So compile, save, and let's see, should be good. Alright, so let me just pull up my next reference. The last thing we need to do here, so in our game level, we're gonna want to do some things in there. So we're gonna go to our third person maps, game map. We're gonna open level blueprints, and we want to, let's see, we want to do a cast here. So before all of this, we're going to cast to third person game mode, cast to third person game mode right here. Object is going to be get game mode. We're going to promote this to a variable called game mode ref. And we can just plug this stuff back in. So, next thing is, we don't need to do that part. That was something else I was testing. But we don't have to do it right now, at least. So next thing we want to do is we want to load from slot save storage. We're just going to add a sequence right here. Plug that guy in. We're going to load from slot. And this is going to be our save storage. Then we want to cast to save game BP. Plug this in, turn as the object. And then we want to get current save slot. And we're going to load from that one. So we're going to get game mode ref. We're going to load game. Load slot being our current save slot. Current save slots. And then we're just going to print string to check that we're loading from the correct slot. So we'll just check that real quick. So when we print string, this should print the number of the slot that we're saving in, that we're grabbing from our save storage. So I'm just gonna go back and delete this right here. Then I'm gonna go back to our main menu and let's test that real quick. So just this won't save yet. We haven't set that up yet, but I'm just gonna change it anyways real quick. Then we're gonna save the slot 1. Print string, you see it says slot 1. So we're loading from the correct slot when we open the level. We'll test it again real quick. New game. And we'll do the same thing, but we're gonna save on a different slot. Slot 2. You see that it says slot 2. So we're pulling the correct info. Looks like our rotation is still wonky. We'll have to fix that up, but for now, this is doing the right thing. So, do it again. Save slot 3. We see that our info is saving correctly. Let me see why that is. Let me go back to third. Let me go back to our map. Okay, map. Open level blueprint. Setting is on main menu to false when we open it, but shouldn't be doing that rotation. We'll worry about that later. Either way, right now, even if you open up, it'll load your most recent slot. We may want to just set as on main menu to false after this. It might be loading the info from something. Let me see if this fixes it real quick. I'm gonna set as on main menu false after we load. Yeah, that fixes it. So yeah, just set your is on main menu after you load. That way you don't get any weird rotation. Yeah, just do that there. So yeah, in the next one we'll actually start the process of saving our custom characters. So if you noticed, we did the change, kind of like I was explaining earlier in the tutorial. Without the save system and resetting the information, your custom info won't set. We have to reset all that info. So like how we're setting our character to be female, that info doesn't stay. As you can see, we are now a male, so we've got to do some things. We've got to do some things to make this work. Yeah, that's all we're gonna do for this one. So if you like the video, hit the like button. If you're new around here, definitely subscribe. If you have any questions, let me know those down in the comments, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.